We're quite excited today because we have something in the post. Let's do Cat, look what we've got. He's slightly interested, but we're quite excited. So we're going to open it. Shall we open it?
It's a present from YouTube.
The present from YouTube, and we've been waiting for this for like years.
Yes.
Literally years, so I'm just going to open it. Shall I carry on?
Yeah,
It is addressed to me, after all,
It's just to you. Yeah.
even though it's a joint effort.
Between the three of us.
Yeah, and Pinky.
And Pinky's down there,
Down
yeah.
there, but won't come up because he's here. We've
Now-
already delivered it once, haven't they?
They
took
have
it away
tried
again
to,
because
right?
they
Yeah.
said we weren't here. They said, no, bring it back. Right, you ready? It's got a cover on it.
It has. Let's say.
YouTube! Some 100,000 subscribers. Just how far have you come? If each of your subscribers were a light year, they could take you from one side of the Milky Way to the other.
Ginger Cat's not very comfortable.
Oh,
He was very poorly yesterday. We had to take him to the vet, and he's big and grumpy.
you should have a bad day.
He had a very
yesterday.
bad day
Bad
yesterday.
today. And it's why today we're so excited to celebrate your special YouTube journey with you. Not only have you brought a unique voice and style to the world, you've also created valuable connections and built a community along the way. Do you think they've even looked at it?
They haven't looked at the channel, have they?
They know what we do. In that spirit, YouTube is proud to present you with the Silver Creator Award, which celebrates your hard work and incredible achievement. Congratulations on this amazing milestone, just one of the many we hope will follow in the future. After all, there are countless others out there who have yet to discover your passion and dedication. Whether they come to your channel to learn something new or just for a laugh, a whole new audience is waiting for you to inspire them, just as your growing community continues to inspire you, which they do. I have to
Yes,
say that.
absolutely.
It's a two-way thing. We can't wait to see what you do next, and we'll be with you every step of the way. Yours sincerely, Susan, CEO of YouTube. Oh, I think I might very much put that on the wall. That's really quite.
That's quite nice, yeah. It's quite good. And look, there it is.
Is that the name right? Yes. Oh my goodness, it's not what I thought it was going to be. Presented to Sarah Homfray Embroidery. That is both of us.
Three of us.
Four of us.
Four of us.
Passing 100,000 subscribers from YouTube. Big shiny play button. So we thought, with the arrival of this, we'd do a little chit chat video with the two of us for a change.
Yes, okay, the two of us. Yeah.
So, we're going to go and have breakfast. We haven't had breakfast yet.
And wait till another day, because
We might wait till
we
another
haven't written
day.
the script or anything, so.
So we thought we'd do a little chit chat about what it's like to have a YouTube channel, because we've learnt a lot along the way, haven't we?
Yeah.
And it's probably more to it than people think,
Yeah.
and a lot of stuff that people don't know about. So we hope you find it
Oh,
interesting. So
A whole new set of skills to learn, disciplines and lessons, and it's been quite a ride.
So we'll be back talking. Hi everyone, welcome to Chit Chat number 4. Is it number 4?
I think it's 4.
Number 4, and I've moved back into the studio for this one because it's a busy one because Johnny's joining me. Welcome to this side of the camera.
Thank you.
Oh, and Ginger Cat's joined us, and he's just at the point now where he sees the cameras come out, the lights go on, and he's like, "Oh, all right,
Thank you.
all right, we're filming." So he says, "So I'm going to sleep here, right across the table." And it's a good job today we're not doing any embroidery because you can see he likes to stretch out. Okay, so the button is on the wall. Da, da, da.
There it is. Yay.
And there it's going to stay. So really proud of reaching that. So we thought just a good opportunity, as I've said, to have a little talk about a YouTube channel, what it's like to have one, and how we make our videos and stuff like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so how did this all start? How did we end up making having a YouTube channel? In fact, well, I started it. I made the very first video. Is that still up?
No, I think we removed
No,
it.
do we?
Yeah.
I was quite pleased with it. And I just made, it was prick and pounce video, how to do the prick and pounce. design transfer method, and I made it in the on a table in the spare room of the house that we lived in before, and I really just did it as a teaching aid. I was doing a lot of teaching at the time. I was teaching for the Royal School of Needlework, and I was doing this technique of transferring. Everyone was like, I can't remember what it is, and I thought, I'll make a little video, and then I can refer people to the video when they're not in the class. And that's really where the first ever video came from. There's no other reason to do it than as a teaching aid, really. So I made that with my phone probably at the time on a table, and I just filmed what I was doing, and I put some writing in over the top, and it's probably pretty bad actually. And we have quite different reasons why we started the channel, really. So that was my main reason, was as a teaching aid, but you saw something different in it, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't know really what I was seeing, but I saw something other than just a teaching aid. And I just thought that YouTube could be a tool for so many other things. And I didn't have any sort of firm ideas what it could be. But I just thought we could try making something with it. So I twisted Sarah's arm and then twisted it again.
Twisted it
twisted it a bit more. Then I went to the other arm, twisted that one and twisted it.
I wasn't keen at first.
And it was understandable because Sarah's the on-screen personality or whatever. And you know, the success of a channel hinges on what is being filmed, and we were relying on Sarah to be able to come up with the goods for that. So she had to be pressurised a bit, but she came round.
Yeah. 10 years later. But I filmed that first one in the back room, but then we decided we needed somewhere a little bit more suitable to film. So we went up.
We found somewhere in the house marginally more suitable. We literally had nowhere in the house we could film. There was just nowhere suitable and practical where we could have a filming setup, even semi-temporary, and go into it and film. So we ended up in the loft, and for those of you in the UK, you'll understand what a Victorian terraced house loft is typically like. Maybe it's uninsulated. It was dark. Yes, it had very limited power up there. So it was either scorching hot, freezing cold. It was extremely noisy. We lived opposite a garage, a mechanic's garage. And all the noise from their work just flooded through the roof tiles, didn't it? And it was difficult. We had a space maybe 4 feet by 4 feet, something like that, to set up some kind of table with a couple of curtains around to hide all the cobwebs and everything behind us, and all our junk which we store in the loft.
Don't tell them everything.
But it was awful. It was really awful. And you know, you can see those first videos. I think the Prick and Pounce one may still be up. We did the one we did in the loft is still up there.
Yeah, we did a lot of series of gold work videos. Seemed to be the first set we did. I don't know now why I did gold. That might have been a teaching thing again, and everyone's doing gold and couldn't remember how to do it. And there was not many resources on, certainly the internet at the time, about gold, so I think that's why I decided to do that. But you can see in those videos that the conditions were hard. You know, we were both learning the skill of making a video in an environment that just did not work at all. Yeah. And we struggled, to be honest. We did, but we got them done. The lighting was appalling. It was just everything. Well, it was all very ad hoc, wasn't it? All we'd literally done was buy one camera. Yeah. And we. I think your sister gave us a light, some kind of electrical workman's light that she was no longer using. We're using that really to kind of give us some light that was, it was difficult, but it was, it was all part of the experience. And you've got to start at the bottom, and we did start at the bottom. We did, but then the business got better. The shop expanded more, was doing more teaching, and everything expanded, and we expanded out of the house, basically. And to cut a long story short, we moved house, and we moved with the intention of building a studio that we could run the shop from and that we could film from as well. So we kind of had that in mind at that point. That was 2013. We moved in 2014, so
yeah.
2013 we were sort of starting to think, we want to do filming. So we moved everything to a lovely big space, quite a long way away from where we were.
Yeah, he followed us.
He came with, we dragged him kicking and screaming, didn't really want to come, did you, matey? But then we realised how good you'd got it. So we brought him up north with us. He's a southern cat. And we built a nice studio for us to work in, and we had this filming space, which made it instantly much easier, didn't it?
Although the original filming space was over there somewhere. And we realised that actually we need to make a more permanent space here, because we were shuffling everything around.
We were getting it out every time we were filming, rather than having a space that we could come and sit in. And this is a fairly recent version. Yeah. Is that the word? Of the studio, because we decided we needed a space with the cameras set up permanently. We could sit down and we could turn them on. We were spending a lot of time lining up cameras and putting lights out and backgrounds and all sorts of stuff, and loads of time doing that. So the actual practicalities of making a video was still difficult. We hadn't got the noise from the garage, and the temperature was more controllable, but we're still learning about the process of making a video. We're not filmmakers.
We've got noises from ice cream vans and motorbikes going past now.
And we have a cricket pitch.
And the cricket pitch,
which is fine.
When they cut the grass on the cricket pitch, that intrudes rather.
But these are all things that you have to battle with, that you may not see when you're watching the video, but is going on behind the scenes, and hopefully we managed to cut all of it out. Yeah. So that's how we set up the channel, and the reason that we started the channel. But we have developed quite a lot over the last few years, haven't we? We
have, yes, and are still developing. We started off with just one camera in the loft in a previous house, and we've got to the point now where we've got 3 cameras, but we only typically use 2 cameras, one for an overhead shot and one for a front-on shot. We have better lighting now, to tripod lights, although we need to upgrade those because they're too hot. We're going to get some LED ones that make it cooler for Sarah to sit under, because I think she roasts under these lights.
Sometimes it's an endurance test.
Yeah.
How long
Especially in the summer months.
Film for and still look calm and collected?
Yeah. We got a sound recorder, which is a lot better than taking the sound from a camera. We haven't perfected it yet. There's still a few issues with the audio, but we're getting there. We bought that a few years ago now, didn't we?
Yeah. They say the sound is the hardest thing to get right. Doesn't want to look at you anymore. Yeah. He does like Jonathan, so he loves me, actually. Gravitate to Jonathan quite a bit. We still fiddle with those things, and occasionally you forget to turn a camera on. I haven't done that for a while.
No, we're getting better.
Or sound not plugged in, or I don't know. We've forgotten something really obvious, and we have actually had to film things completely again, which is so cross. And I see Jonathan coming downstairs to tell me that it's not worked, and he sort of tests the water. What mood is Sarah in? Because I've got to tell her that the camera didn't work. Yeah. And she's got to do it all over again. So we have done that, but unfortunately not so recently, have we? So we are getting the hang of it. So new equipment was definitely one thing that we invested in, wasn't it? Yeah. You don't need tons of really fancy stuff, but a few basic good lights, a good way of recording your sound, and a couple of cameras to get some different shots. And I know a lot of you commented on this shot from above and how much you appreciate that one, so you can get right down onto the embroidery and clearly see what I'm doing.
We had to upgrade the computer and software as well as we've gone on. The more intensive the editing process is, the harder the computer was working, and so that's something to consider, isn't it? If you're going to do this yourself, you need a good hardware and good software to do all the work on. Especially like this camera is a 4K ultra high definition, or whatever it is called. It produces file sizes which are much larger than the other camera's file sizes, and takes a lot more processing. It's a lot more useful for editing. You can do a lot more with the final image,
especially with embroidery.
Especially with embroidery,
so small, you can get right down,
zoom in really closely, and then crop in even tighter. but it makes a huge file size, and it takes a lot of processing power on the computer to sort it all out. So
We've had several new computers.
We've had a few new computers, yeah,
to deal with the increase in the better cameras.
But it's all part of the job, isn't it? The job of having a YouTube channel. So. Yeah.
From Jonathan's side, who does the technical, he does the cameras on, he does all the editing, he does all that bit. I obviously have to sit in front of it, and that's a whole load of new skills that I have to learn. I'm used to standing up in front of a class and talking to a class, and I love doing that. Really enjoy doing that. But this is a different kind of teaching, because I'm not talking to anybody. I've just got a camera in front of me, and I've got to talk to the camera, and that was a bit weird at first. I found it quite difficult. I was a bit like this, and I don't know what to do. The camera's running, and I don't know what to say. And I think I've relaxed a little bit. Still not really natural. I think you either are or you aren't, but you just have to think, talking to all my friends out there. Because you come in there and you sit and you talk to the camera, and as far as we know, there's nobody there. But I know that you all are there because you all write lovely comments and things like that. So thank you everybody for actually being there. But it is weird to not have that, have people in front of me to react with and to talk to and chat to and so forth. So we did try different things with what we filmed as well, didn't we? We didn't have anyone to directly ask. And I kind of originally made what I thought people wanted. And then we sort of cottoned on that maybe that wasn't the right thing to do. We needed to look at what you wanted to watch and to get some ideas and some feedback about what was really required on the channel. So we did try some different formats. We're still trying things out to see what people like. This is one of them. Do you like listening to me waffling on in a little chit chat over a cup of tea? You got to number 4 and you haven't gone, this is terrible, and turned off yet. So
at least someone likes it.
Yeah, somebody out there is listening to this, to me prattling on. So we always try new things to see what you like. And the pandemic was a bit of an eye-opener, because then we realised how many people were trying embroidery for the first time and how many newbies there were, and that we needed to go back to basics. And because I've taught for so long and taught to a fairly high level of technical embroidery, I had to sort of switch back and think, what's it like when you're just starting out? People don't know what fabrics you need and how to thread a needle. The how to thread a needle video is our most successful.
Well, one of the most successful.
One of the most successful videos. Right, is how to thread a needle. I'm going to put that up here if you haven't seen it, because it's pretty foolproof, I think. So we tried a few different ways, different styles of video and different topics. So we're sort of feeling our way a little bit.
I mean, I think that the thing to point out there is that until you put the product to the market, you've no idea how it's going to be received. So you have to come up with a concept of the product to start with, then present it to, in this case, the YouTube viewers, and see if they like it or if they don't like it. So it has to be a bit of trial and error. Or it was for us, and the only way we could do it really was through trial and error to start with.
But one other thing that we do use, that you love using to help us, and you may not know about this, is Google Analytics.
Well, YouTube Analytics.
Is it YouTube specifically? Yeah. Is it YouTube Analytics? Johnny's favourite pastime. It's looking at YouTube Analytics. Do you want to tell everybody briefly what that is, or what it does?
Well, yes. If you have your own channel, you'll know all about it. If you don't have your channel, you might be interested to know that people who have a channel have access to a lot of data about their channel and their viewers, and it tells you all kinds of amazing things. I mean, start with how many views you've had in any particular period of time that you choose, how long the average view duration for a video is. So do people switch off after 50% of viewing or 100% of viewing it? What the ages of people are who are subscribed to your channel, what the proportion of people who are subscribed against unsubscribed from your channel are. It's just an endless stream of data. I find it fascinating. I think I've got a naturally analytical mind. And I do just love digging into it. But it's, I guess, Sarah's creativity is, well, you've all seen it. You know what she does. Mine is kind of just getting the channel to perform better. Really, I think that's my creativity.
Yeah, and he does it really well, and he'll come downstairs and go, "Oh, I've just found out that this and this and this," and I just kind of glaze over slightly and go, "That's great. Just tell me what I need to film."
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
which is good because we do this together and we've got complementary skills. I think that work really well together. So it is quite interesting what that shows. Where you are in the world and what age group people are watching.
I mean, it's an endless mine of data. It's astonishing, and you can find out so much about what people are watching, how much of it they're watching, and how many likes you've had, and how many dislikes you've had. And I mean, it's just
knowing what to do with that data is another skill again that you have to learn. Yeah. But all of that goes into helping us choose what it is that we film and helps us to adapt, and we're constantly doing that all the time. And then before we knew where we were, because I did take a bit of persuading to get on board with this. I was like, this is a lot of my time. What am I getting back for it? I could be charging for a class and getting some money for it, and I couldn't really understand what the point of it was. But eventually we reached 50,000 subscribers.
We did.
And we did a little celebration video for that and thought, oh, this is a bit of a pinnacle. Maybe we've reached as far as we can go. And then it just kept going up and up, didn't it?
Yeah, and I think that when we started, we didn't have really any ideas of how many people would be subscribing, how many views we'd be getting. We were just doing it, as we said, just to experiment and find out if people liked it. And
people did like it.
Yeah,
and that was
never imagined we'd get to 50,000 subscribers. Thought that was an unattainable goal, really.
But then it went up and up, and then suddenly 100,000 seemed achievable, and that became a little bit obsessed with reaching.
You became a lot obsessed with reaching that. Yeah.
And if you're wondering why that amount is important, it's just because that's the first amount that YouTube recognises with this little plaque. And I don't know, that felt like a bit of validation from, we get validation from you because you all watch and you all say how much you like it. But there was something about getting it from YouTube that meant, your channel is good, you're doing the right thing, you're doing really well because we recognise it, and you kind of thought, oh, we are doing the right thing. And it just became a thing that I wanted to get this plaque on the wall. So that was sort of my obsession for quite a long time, and we achieved it. So onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards, yeah, indeed.
Okay, so what's involved in being a creator on YouTube? So basically a lot of hard work. It's hard work. And we have gone over a little bit about what we've had to learn and stuff, all the different equipment and all the different processes we've had to learn right from scratch, and learn as we go along, and on camera as well. But I thought I would just tell you about the actual process of making a video and what goes into that, because I don't think people really realise how much time. And I reckon on average maybe 3 or 4 days between us to make every video. And you think, how do you get that in your week? So it's kind of spread out a little bit. So I have to come up with the idea of what I want to do first. I have a little book. I write down all my ideas in. I've got more ideas than we've got days in the week, so we won't run out, don't worry. And then obviously we go off what you want as well. Somebody might come up with, oh, this is really, I don't know how to do that. And someone else might ask, and I think, well, that's a really good idea for a video. Sometimes when you know how to do it, it's hard to stop and think, what does somebody else want to know? So I do take your ideas into consideration as well. So I have to decide what it is we're filming. Then I have to come up with a plan. So I start, a middle and a finish. What is this video about? How are we going to tackle it? What do I need to do it? Might involve me stitching some samples. If it does, that's the bit that takes the time. So that's when it starts to get into 4 days. And I might sit in the house in the evening and actually do that stitching, just because there's other stuff going on in the day and we're running the shop. So if it's a stitching video, I have to do the samples for that. I don't necessarily do the whole thing all the way through, but I might just try a little bit here and there. We've got a video all about sampling. You're not doing it, you should be doing it, because it's really, really helpful. It just helps to make some decisions, especially for me filming for you. You don't have to sit and watch me make those decisions, and I've already done that. So I might have to do the samples. I plan how we're going to do the video, what we're going to start with, what do I need, equipment do I need to have, what do we need to show. Then we actually film the video, which we normally do in an afternoon.
Yeah, I was going to say before that, we often have to do a kind of like a rehearsal, figuring out what camera angles are we going to use.
Yeah.
Should Sarah be talking to the camera or concentrating on the work? What's going to what will make the best viewing experience? So we often sit here for half an hour or more just going through it as a dry run, don't we? And sort of trying to imagine what the finished product will be like. Ginger fur everywhere. Imagining what the finished product will be like. And at times we've said, oh no, let's rewrite the video to fit the visuals we have in mind, or change the visuals to fit what the script of the video is. So even before we sit down and start filming, we're always tweaking and adjusting the final output.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. A lot of planning goes into it, and it's like embroidery, and I say it with embroidery as well. The more you plan, you don't have to in embroidery, but the more you plan, I think the better the end result generally, unless you're somebody who's good at being spontaneous. But I find most people, if you do the preparation, it shows up in the end, hopefully. So once we've filmed it, Jonathan takes all of the cards out of the cameras and out of the sound recorder, and he takes it upstairs, he puts it on his computer, he dumps it on his computer, and he starts the editing process. And you're getting quite fast at that now. It takes you about a day.
Well, it depends on the length of the video.
But approximately.
And the complexity of the video. I should actually say we've got a proper loft in this house, and that's where my man cave is. That's where I do all my editing. So when Sarah's saying I run upstairs, I don't just run to the bedroom or something. It's up 2 flights of stairs to the loft.
That's your little space, isn't it?
That's my space. Yeah, and I sit there and I do the editing up there. But yeah, a complex video can take many hours more editing time than it does filming time, and I think it's fair to probably say that the editing takes as long as the planning and preparation.
I think so.
So it's we put an equal amount of work into it. Sarah does the planning and preparation. We're both here when we're doing the filming, and then I go away and do the editing. So we're both putting an equal amount of work into the finished result. And then it's once the editing's done, show Sarah the final cut and get her approval or not.
I like to watch through it now just to make sure. Well, it's useful for me just to see what I'm doing and how I'm coming across and whether I've said everything I should. So it's quite useful for that, and just to make sure that they haven't missed any cuts or the sounds all matched up or something like that. So I like to watch it through, and then it gets...
Well, and she likes to check that I haven't put any bloopers in there that'll embarrass her.
Yeah, learnt that the hard way.
So then once that's all finished and Sarah's given a thumbs up, we render the video down into a format, into just a one file, so that we can upload it to YouTube, and then I upload it.
But it's not finished then, because then we have to write the description underneath the video. I have to put all the links in that I've mentioned in the video. If there's any cards that appear up here when I point up the corner like this, they have to go in at that point as well. We have to make a thumbnail. Thumbnails is the thing that we cottoned onto the latest, and we should have done the earliest. Yeah. That's that little snippet you see on the screen of this picture of what this video is, and you're scrolling through the videos, and it's not even a second that you make the decision whether you're going to stop and see what that video is about. So it's all about the thumbnail. It's your little advert for what the video is, and we missed that for a long time. We didn't get the relevance of that, and a lot of our thumbnails need changing. And when we invent some extra hours somewhere, we will do that. But
I mean, in fairness really to us, I think we there is so much to learn. When we started, there was so much to learn that we could only kind of concentrate on one or two things at a time. There's too much across the spectrum of YouTube creating to be able to take it all on board and learn it all to a good level at the same time. So what we found we did was just take one or two parts of it, try to refine those and get and improve those, and then move on to things we weren't so good at and try to refine and improve those, and then move on again to other things. And that's kind of really what we're still doing, isn't it?
Yeah, we are. But that was that was a bit of a light bulb moment.
Yeah.
The thumbnails. If you've got your own channel, go and look at your thumbnails.
Amongst everything else, but
yeah, that's quite important. And then once thumbnails done, then we schedule it. We try and do them the same time every week, just so you know when there's one coming up. What else do we do? Oh, then I have to tell everybody it's there. So if you're subscribed to the channel and you click the little bell, you will get a notification of when we've uploaded something. If you haven't done those, why haven't you done those? I've also put it on social media, so then I have to tell people on Facebook it's there, people on Instagram it's there. I put it on the community page and our Patreon page as well. So it really is a ton of stuff to do. And then it's when we've done that, and 3:30 comes, and then you get a little notification that it's up, and Jonathan lets it run all the way through. I'll
just watch it on the phone, just to make sure that one final check, really, make sure it's all okay.
Yeah, in case there's any panic stations and it's got to come down again quickly. So you watch it through, and then we can go and shut the studio up and go and have our weekend. Yeah. That's how it usually works. Yeah. So a lot of work goes into these, but we do enjoy it, don't we?
Very much. Very much.
Putting this up to be something really hard work.
Hey, no need to do that.
But we do love doing it, which is why we carry on doing it. So when you watch the videos, you will notice that they have adverts on. Now, I do want to mention this because I know how annoying the adverts are, because I don't like them when I'm watching a video either, but they are a really, really important part of YouTube, and I do just want to mention them here because YouTube is a free platform for you to watch all the videos on it, don't have to pay for, and that is because of the adverts. So be kind when you see an advert. You can skip it if you want to when it gets to the skip bit, but without those adverts, YouTube would not be free to view, and you would not have access to millions and millions and millions of free content. So they are really important. And then you will also hear us, you'll hear me ask you to give it a thumbs up if you like it. Now, the reason that I ask you to do that is YouTube looks at how many thumbs up you've got, and it goes, oh, this must be a good video, people are enjoying this video, and they push it further up the rankings, and then more people get to see it, and so on and so forth. And then the other thing that does for you is you tell YouTube, I like this content, this is something I'm interested in. YouTube will take that and go, oh, so and so is interested in this, I'll show them something else that's similar and they might like this too. So it's a twofold thing. It helps us to get our videos out to a wider audience, and it helps YouTube to see what you like, so it can offer you something that you're interested to see. I know also lots of you that are watching have joined our channel membership scheme, and that helps to support us even further in our YouTube adventure, if you want to call it that. Doing the thumbs up does help us a lot, but if you want to support us further, you can join our channel membership. There's a little button down here that says join on it. You can click that and it will tell you all about what that is. And you can also do the same thing through Patreon. If you can't join the channel membership, sometimes some devices don't like it, you can get the same content on Patreon, and you can follow us on Patreon, and we've got extra content for you, extra videos, there's some free designs for you. We ask you questions, you can get involved with our videos. So if you do want to support us a bit more, that is another way you can do so, and I'll put the link to both the YouTube channel membership and Patreon in the description below this video. Okay, so what does the future hold for our YouTube channel? Now I've reached my milestone, I'm just going to go retire. So Johnny's going to take over.
Yeah.
But seriously, we are just going to carry on. We really enjoy doing it. And we're going to keep making videos for you, but it's led by you, led what you like to watch. So if you have an opinion on what you'd like to see, now is a good time to let us know, I think.
Yeah, because having this channel is becoming more a larger feature of our lives. So month by month, really. I think we're thinking more and more about this channel, and because we genuinely enjoy it. We love it. We really love doing this. We both get our own rewards out of it, but it's something we really like doing. We love doing it together. So we're not stopping, but we would appreciate feedback from you. Tell us what you like and what you don't like.
You might want to see Johnny do a bit more stitching.
I'll do a bit more stitching if that would tickle you.
That was so painful. You doing that. You have no idea how painful that was to be on the other side. You watch Jonathan doing that.
Yeah.
But if you do want to see him again, I could put up with the pain.
Yeah.
So anyway, let us know in the comments below if there's anything you'd like to particularly see. So now that we've reached our goal, we need a new goal. The next one YouTube recognises is 1 million subscribers, which I may have said this when I started out with 100,000, but that doesn't seem achievable
no, that's not going to happen.
For quite a niche subject channel as ours. I don't think that's possible. So we're going to have some of our own goals that we're going to set instead. because yeah, 1 million seems a long way off. So for me, what I would like to do is develop my other 2 channels. So I have 2 more channels, if you didn't know, because I love teaching, really, really enjoy it. I was an accidental teacher. I didn't know I was going to love it, but I do love it. And I'm going to continue to teach on here and make videos for you. But the other thing I did want to do is I'm also a creator, and you find when you teach that you focus on what other people want to do and you sometimes forget about what you want to do. So my Sarah Homfray Creates channel, put a link to that below, is my space to do what I want to do, be a little bit self-indulgent and just do something creative for me. There's a few videos on there. There's not enough hours in the day, really. I'd love to put loads more on there. I've got so many ideas of what I would like to do, and there are some in the pipeline as well, so I'm going to try and get that up and running a little bit more soon, so do check that one out. And then I've also got my Hand So Simple channel, because as I've already mentioned, it's nice to help other people on their embroidery journeys and get people started. So many people learning embroidery out there, and you can do really simple stuff. You don't have to do really, really complicated things. And I just want to show how simply you can make something with just a few stitches and not a load of knowledge that I could edit and make myself without hours and hours of editing and sound and all that sort of thing. So Hand So Simple is just some really, really nice, quick and easy projects that you can make for yourself or for your friends or for whoever. So do check those 2 channels out, and because I really, really want to get those going a little bit more, and just further my own embroidery practice, if you like. What about you? What's your what goal are you going to make for yourself?
Well, I don't really have a goal as such. What I want to do is just be a better video maker and video editor. So I want to sort of learn more about filming and editing. I would like to see our channel receive more viewers per day. We're getting about maybe 5,000 or 6,000 views, individual views per day. 10,000 is a right nice round number, so I'd like to see us achieve that. But it's really more just a personal development thing. I'd like to just become better at doing what we do. So I get a real kick out of doing it. So, I want to just keep going in that direction, keep improving. Yeah.
So that's it, folks. That's our little insight into owning and running our own YouTube channel. I hope you found that interesting. A little look into our behind the scenes of what we do. And we'd like to thank you all for watching. And this is the point where I go, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And now you know why you need to give it a thumbs up. It helps us and it helps you too. And that's really appreciated. And then I guess that's it for today. Johnny's going to disappear back behind the scenes, go up to his man cave with his and do some editing. And I'm going to go put the
probably with this thing on my lap.
Yeah, he'll probably follow you, won't he?
Yeah.
So thank you for watching, everybody, and it'll probably be me on my own next time for another video. So we'll see you then.